Saturday, isolated rain showers begin to move through. I'm meteorologist Amanda Edwards with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently 57.
The only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And good morning to you. Welcome. It's a Monday. Welcome back to another edition of the Art Lewis Show from my Second on Spirit Home studio. Nice to be with you today. Looking ahead, this hour will be open phones. Whatever is on your mind, you can give us a call and chat about it at 989-752-6111. 10 o'clock, we'll talk to State Representative Annette Glenn. And at 11 o'clock on Focus, we're going to learn about Tri-City Liquidators this morning. That is what's ahead. And you can watch me in the usual places, of course, because we stream from my house. Number of things to bring up this morning, but this one caught my attention right off the top. Now, I'm a little biased toward the topic, so that's why it caught my attention. The headline, and this is an opinion piece, by the way. The headline was, "Does America really want real news on cable?" So you might ask, what brought this about? Well, this was an opinion piece written by Joe Ferrillo. He's an opinion contributor, and the piece talks about the new head of CNN. And it's a fellow by the name of Chris Licht. He told his staff, I'm going to read some of this so I get it right. And we should tell you that Chris Licht has done what he's saying here. He has done it before elsewhere. In a memo issued on his first official day as the head of CNN, he told his staff, quote, "Too many people have lost trust in the news media," unquote. Quote, "The best way to recover trust," he wrote, "was educating viewers and readers with straightforward facts and insightful commentary while always being respectful of differing viewpoints." Interesting thoughts. And if we accept some basics, and we're just talking about cable news here, we'll leave the networks out of it right now, although they probably could use some of the same house cleaning. Basically, if you have CNN and you have Fox, it's pretty obvious that CNN is to the left and Fox is to the right. What a surprise. What he's proposing is a return to the days of journalism. Oh, heaven forbid. He goes on in this opinion piece to talk about the fact that the various talking heads all come at it with a political viewpoint. So Mr. Licht wants to neutralize CNN. I have to ask, would it do them any good? Here's why I say that. And by the way, talk radio can be blamed for some of this. We have come so far in our divide that we only want to listen to people who say what we want to hear. So CNN has captured their audience because they're saying what their audience wants to hear. And Fox has done exactly the same thing from opposite viewpoints. Are we ready to go back to the days of the Walter Cronkites of the world and the Huntley Brinkleys, and when these were journalists that happened to find themselves in television? They came out of the print media, but they were pure journalists. Or are we satisfied knowing where we can go to hear what we want to hear, whether it's biased or not? Would a neutral CNN succeed? Well, I think the answer is twofold. The answer is yes in the long term, no in the short term. What I mean by that is this kind of change to take effect and to become respectful of other opinions and neutral and get rid of the talking heads who are just nothing but opinions takes time. You don't just flip a switch, because there is a danger of losing the people you already have attracted. And of course, those that don't follow you don't trust you to start with. So how do you gain that trust? It's a long process. It will take a long time if Mr. Lick is to have his way, and he has before. He's done it elsewhere in the broadcast media and neutralized the way news is presented. Now, personally, I think it'd be refreshing. I mean, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the news. I don't want opinion. I want to hear the news. Tell me what's happening, the who, what, where, when, why, how. You know, give me the basics. But we've strayed so far. It's going to be a long road back. It is not going to happen overnight, if it happens at all. Now, he's the boss. He put out the memo. This is the way it's going to be. He's proven himself in the past. He's liable to do it again. And if he does that, does Fox follow suit? I don't think so. Two different worlds, two different leaderships, two different thought processes. It'll be interesting to watch, though. All right, let's go to the phones. Errol's in Saginaw. Errol, good morning. Errol.
Hanoi Jane was.
What?
I remember. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I remember when Hanoi Jane was married to the top of CNN. Does that go back far enough? Okay. Now for my project that I want to get involved with. The city of Saginaw is getting a whole pile of money from the feds, $67 million or something like that. And they're looking for projects.
Okay. Money. Yep.
We have to compete with Midland and Bay City for an entertainment venue. I would like to see them spend some money and redo the band shell area on Ojibwe Island. And I think it would benefit all the businesses along there.
Yeah.
If they don't know how to do it, I'm sure the corporation or the company that did Bay Cities would be glad to hear and do this one. So I don't know what it's going to cost. I have no idea. But I think they need a new band shell down there with accommodations for the staff coming in.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think it's been discussed, actually.
Well,
so, who knows?
I'm bringing it up so everyone else can get there. It would be nice. I left a message for our illustrious mayor to give me a jingle, but I haven't heard back, and I know she's a busy lady. But maybe you can have her on as a guest and see what she thinks of it also.
Yeah, and don't forget there's a committee recommending to the city, and right now that'd be where I go. I'd have to find out who they are, but there is a committee charged with coming up with ideas.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope we can bring this to fruition because I enjoy the entertainment on Ojibwe Island when they bring it in, and I think it would be great. So,
all right.
Talk to you later.
Good enough, Earl. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Art. Personally, I like the old band shell better in Bay City. I don't like the new one, but I would like to see more entertainment there at Ojibwe Island. But here's what I want to talk about. Here we go again, Art. The current administration in Washington is cooking up another scheme to stay in power by saying there's going to be another COVID surge in fall and winter, so they can justify having all these Secretary of States and county clerks mailing out all these absentee ballots out to the voters for the primary and the November election, so they can steal another election. And they're still going to count your ballot after Tuesday's 8 p.m. deadline, even if it comes in a week later. What do you think?
I think they don't have a chance. First of all, the secretaries of state to do that will be in blue states, so big deal, no surprise. Listen, I do not lose sleep over the validity of our elections. I have faith in them and I have trust in them. And I don't believe it was stolen from Donald Trump. I know there's a lot of people that will disagree, but I have more faith in the election process than that. And I agree with the 62 courts who said no. And we move on. I trust the elections. I think the elections are determined by turnout. And I think that people vote their pocketbook. So they can say all they want about all these things. Comes time for November and the pocketbook is still hurting. They can do what they want. They're not going to win.
Well, do you think this projected surge that they're forecasting in fall and winter is a scheme to mail out these absentee ballots again?
No. Because they're they're doing the same thing in Europe. How does that affect us?
Yeah, but Europe has passed. Their election they just had an election.
See, you want to tie it to the election. You're not listening.
Huh?
You want to tie it to the election. I'm not tying it to the election. There's been projections of a surge all over the world, not just the United States, not just the Democrats scheming. All over the world, there's been predictions of a surge because of this new variant, which is, more contagious but less deadly. So, come on. Let's get real.
Come on. I don't think this projection is even that real myself.
Well, okay, fine. Get about your life then. Don't worry about it. But it's all over the world. It's not just the United States. Not just something the Democrats cooked up so they can send out ballots.
Well, that's the way I see it right now.
Well, okay, then that's fine. That's fine.
I wonder what your listeners think.
All right.
All right.
We'll find out, Paul. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Scott, hang on. We'll get to you right after the break here on WSGW. And let me talk to you about my friends at Thalen. Well, I'm driving a fabulous car, and it's a pre-owned vehicle. I'm driving a 2021 Accord Sport. Boy, is this a jackrabbit. Wow. It's a wonderful vehicle. And if you're driven around and you look at dealers, you know that the supply of new cars is pretty light right now. But there are lots of orders in the pipeline coming your way, and you can still reserve a new Honda that's on order by stopping in and talking to the folks at Thalen about what they have in the pipeline. And also remember that the Honda company was ranked first among full-line automakers in the 2021 EPA report at 29.1 miles per gallon, 3.7 miles higher than the industry average for the 2020 model year. Plus, the 2022 Honda Civic won the prestigious North American Car of the Year award, and in addition, the Honda Ridgeline was ranked first among longest-lasting trucks. So visit Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. See what's in the pipeline. But listen, if you're interested in a pre-owned vehicle to move up and get a nicer vehicle, they have a lot full because all of the Thalen dealerships are side by side right there on North Euclid Avenue, and they have hundreds of cars. And it's probably one of the largest collections of pre-owned vehicles in the Great Lakes Bay region. Stop in, see them. They've been inspected. They're ready for immediate delivery. Or you can go online to thinkthalen.com. And remember, the Thalen family has been serving your automotive needs for 45 years.
Annette Glenn shares the values of families in mid-Michigan. American Conservative Union ranked Annette's voting record 6th most conservative in the state house. We need Annette fighting for families in the state senate. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
Traffic.
All right.
This wagon commute is killing me. You mind if I turn on your old radio?
Oh, this song again. I swear they play the same 3 chants on every station.
At this rate, it's going to take a fortnight to get to work.
Well, just be glad you don't need to fill up. I mean, have you...
Throughout history, people have always hated to commute. That's why Monster lets you search work from home jobs. Find your job at monster.com or download the app.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Biden administration announcing 20 internet service providers, including AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon, agreeing to millions of low-income Americans. Eligible customers would pay $30 a month for service, at least 100 megabits per second. Lockheed Martin Corp plans to double production of Javelin anti-tank missiles per year, those missiles proving vital to Ukrainian forces against Russia's invasion. Last week, President Biden visited a factory in Alabama that makes Javelin anti-tank missiles and urged Congress to approve additional aid for Ukraine. Alabama-based Wayne Farms recalling 500,000 pounds of ready-to-eat chicken because of salmonella concerns. The Department of Agriculture's Food Safety and Inspection Service announced a recall of the pre-cooked chicken breasts after a customer complained that the product appeared undercooked. The affected products were produced between February 9th and April 30th and sold at stores in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Steve Rappaport, invested in you.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation's 9/11 Never Forget mobile exhibit is a tribute to all who lost their lives on September 11, 2001, or from 9/11 related illnesses. This high-tech transforms into an 1,100 square foot exhibit, a tool to educate people about 9/11. Visit it in a city near you and join Tunnel to Towers on its mission to do good and never forget. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2, T.org.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Rob tried to manage his constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating day after day. After realizing it was irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, he found another way and finally said yes to adding Linzess.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort. Symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Filtered by Bias. Runner first. Got it. What a play. There's Bias. Grass through and got McCormick by inches.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show and back to our phone. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. Yeah, I agree with what Paul's trying to say, but I'm going to come at it a different route. In the last few years, we had Democrat Representative Maxine Waters come out on national TV, Republicans at a gas station or a restaurant, get in their face, chase them out. Don't let them sit down. don't let them feel comfortable. Meanwhile, then right after that, we had over 500 violent riots that took place where they tried to kill our police. Meanwhile, that same Democratic Party made up information, manufactured it, and tried to remove a duly elected president, which brings us up to today. The same Democratic Party, through Chuck Schumer, goes on national television, calls out two of our justices by name, says the whirlwind has been released, and then puts their personal home address on the internet.
I don't think he did that. Whoa. I don't think he did that. He may have called them out, but he didn't put their addresses out.
I could be wrong, but I think he released it, to be honest with you.
Come on.
And
here's the thing, Scott. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of it. But for credibility's sake, you also have to have some restrictions. And if you accuse somebody of doing everything, even though they didn't, you lose some of that credibility. So I understand what you're saying, and I've never liked Schumer anyway. But I doubt very much if the Senate leader would put out the addresses of the Supreme Court justices. I doubt that.
Well, that'll be determined then. All right, I'll leave that one go. But the fact is, what these people are doing outside of these justices' house are demanding the right to murder their own children.
Yeah, I understand that.
Chuck Schumer came out and he said, I want everybody now to put a vote on this. So I want people to hear this. The Democratic Party is going to vote for death. The Republican Party votes for life.
Well, you know what's going to happen?
Christians,
you know what's going to happen? It's going to backfire on them. You know why? Because most of these senators, he wants it so that everybody knows what these senators stand for. People already know. They already know what their senator stands for. They already know. They put them there because they like them.
Don't make light of what's going on, though. Like I said, Maxine Waters came out and threatened Republicans. Then we had violent riots.
I understand that.
Now here we are. But now here we are with the Democratic Party demanding the right to murder, Art.
Yeah, I understand. You've said that.
That's who they are.
I understand that.
That's who they are.
That's fine. But the reality is they're not going to win that vote. Now, let's also understand that the abortion issue has always had a violent component, and that's unfortunate in two ways. One, the abortion itself, but there has always been a violent component in the dispute between the both sides, always. So it's not new.
I understand that, but now we have these people demanding the right to murder.
You said that. That's your fourth time saying it. We understand it. I understand that, Scott.
No, I don't think we do.
Well, no. We do. We do. But understand there's a differing opinion. Now, I agree with your opinion, but there is a differing opinion. Whether it's right or wrong, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, there is a differing opinion. And we have to get along with that because it's out there. Now, if Republicans take control and they strengthen the anti-abortion laws, well, so be it. I think what's going to happen, and this is just my guess, let's say that the release of the draft opinion from the court is the correct one, and the court moves forward and overturns R v. Wade and sends it back to the state. What's going to happen is it's going to end up in the Supreme Court again, because there will be counter lawsuits, and it's going to go on. It's going to go on for a while.
That's not where but that's not really where my concern's at. My concern is what's going on the left, meaning
I know you're Maxine Waters. Forget Maxine Waters. She's done that. She's done. That's over.
But look at the progression, Art. She called for violence. Then we had riots. Then the Democrat Party bailed them out. Now we have Democrats asking to murder their own people.
Yes, for the fifth time. I understand.
The next thing they do, they're going to be murdering Republicans to get their way.
Oh, come now! You see, now you lose your credibility again. So
I don't lose my credibility.
No, you do. No, that loses when you say they're going to murder Republicans. Then you lose your credibility.
They're murdering their own children today at 3,000 a day.
All right, we got that. We understand that. We got that, Paul.
The right.
Scott, we got that. I understand it. Yeah, I got it. I got it. All right, friend. I got you.
All right. I'll
Thanks.
let it go, Art. I'll
Take
let it
care.
go. But
Bye-bye.
I hope the Christians hear it.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now. And let's talk to Chris and Freeland before we take a break here. Chris, good morning. Chris, are you there? Hello, Chris. Gone. All right, we'll take a break and be back with more. Lines open for you here on the Art Lewis Show.
Have water in your basement?
Respond, recover, rebuild, Hammer Restoration. It's all about skill.
With water damage, you need help now. There's only one call to make. Your emergency response leader.
Hammer Restoration. Respond, recover, rebuild.
Call Hammer Restoration, a family-owned business serving your friends and neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 50 years.
Wills and trusts, wealth management.
Does this sound important to you?
Succession planning for the family business, elder law, probate.
For most of us, we have better things to do with our lives. But when the time comes, personal or for a business, all of us will be glad we took just a few minutes to get our lives in order.
Reduce or eliminate estate, income, and gift taxes. Avoid probate costs and prevent will contests. Plan for the event of disability.
Who should you see? Who can you trust? Who has decades of experience in providing peace of mind for families and business owners?
My name is Jerry Reif. See me today and get your life in order.
Get some peace of mind. Check out Jerry Reif for yourself. Go to jerryreiflawyer.com. While you're there, do his free monthly e-newsletter and learn about elder law and estate planning. You can download helpful resources. Remember the website, jerryreiflawyer.com, or call Jerry Reif at 989-790-1461.
I provide legal solutions for a changing world.
When it comes to cereal disease protection, Prosaro Pro 400 SC fungicide from Bayer makes all the difference. With 3 effective active ingredients for overlapping control of foliar and head diseases, and a flexible application window for head scab, it's formulated to lower DON, protect yield potential, and promote superior grain quality. Prosaro Pro, the future of plant health. Visit ProsaroPro.com to learn more. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that your phone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Free bottle of Prostagenics. Call now. 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
News coverage.
The Supreme Court. Abortion.
Should Roe versus Wade be overturned, the 1931 abortion ban in Michigan will kick in.
No exception for rape, for incest.
Target the homes of the justices.
News.
We're not the opinion police.
Tackle Dave Chappelle, who was performing.
There was a trans man.
News coverage.
We expect migration levels to increase.
Spooked investors in the stock market.
Strong month for job gains.
Right. That's what the Kentucky Derby.
On WSGW.
From the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Gene is in Bay City. Gene, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning to you. You know, listening to Scott so often, can't help but think, he doesn't have enough joy in his life. I think people should really maybe say a prayer for him to be a little happier and not be so terribly negative.
He might be very happy at what he's doing.
Anyway, that's not why I called. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Now, on the abortion situation, a lot of women have abortions because of the man in their life, right? The dad wants his daughter to finish school. The boyfriend, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to have to support it. The husband, they got enough kids. He doesn't want another one to pay for 18 years. So the men push the women into getting the abortion.
Not always.
So they make abortion against the law. It's a crime. It's murder, or however they set that up. So somehow or other, there's going to be women that are going to find a way to get an abortion anyway.
Well, that's always been true.
Well,
yes.
So the woman has an abortion, gets pushed into it by the guy, has an abortion. The authorities find out. She gets arrested, and she gets put in jail. Now, the father of the baby, is he going to get arrested, and is he going to be put in jail?
All right, let me give you my thoughts on this, Gene. I have several. First of all, I am a firm believer in if you play, you pay. And by that I mean, and I understand that I do not in any way think that it's proper to have an abortion as a contraceptive. There's everybody's saying it's after the fact. Well, hey, they make condoms, they make birth control, or you stay out of bed. You don't have to have that child.
Right.
And I do believe in the exceptions of the life of the mother, rape, and incest. I believe in those exceptions. And I also believe that we have to get to the point where both parties are held accountable. Let's face it, the guy's as responsible as the girl, and deserves to be held accountable for it, and deserves to be, if you will, saddled with the expense of raising a child that they brought into the world. So I do believe there has to be accountability, and somehow we have to figure that one out. And I don't know how we're going to do that, but I do believe that there needs to be accountability. Now, under the laws, there is a certain amount of accountability. You can have a test to determine who the father is, and they can hold the father responsible if you can find him and all that stuff, or if he has anything. But I think we need something stronger and something that lets people know if you play, you're going to pay. That's my opinion on it.
I read an article a long time ago, so I can't remember where I read it, but talking about the birth control pills, in this article it said a woman can be pregnant for like several hours or a day or so before the birth control pill destroys it. Now, I worked with a fella, and they had one child, and they were going to wait a while to have another one, and she was taking birth control pills, and she got pregnant. Well, she was about like 3 weeks pregnant. Of course, when she found out, she stopped taking the pills. But anyway, about 3 weeks later, she had a miscarriage. Now, down the road, if they make abortion a crime, are they going to arrest people for taking birth control pills?
Oh, come on now.
Because
no. First of all, understand, from a medical standpoint, you don't know if the miscarriage was caused by that pill. You don't know that. You're making assumptions.
But the chances are it is. But
chances are you can cross the.
What I'm leading up to is eventually they're gonna ban birth control pills.
I don't know if they will or not.
This goes through.
I don't know if they will or not. I have no idea whether they will or not. I don't think they will, actually.
Well, I guess we all have to wait and see.
Yeah, because understand, Gene, you can walk across the street and get hit by a car, but we don't take cars off the street. And it's possible, I guess, that a birth control pill could cause an early pregnancy issue. But do you prevent it from being taken all over the world as a means of controlling population because of the chance of a side effect on a few? That's like saying we're not going to take any medicines because they all have some side effect or another on somebody. So
have I got time to ask another question?
Real quick, because I got to take a break. What's the question?
Well, I'll call tomorrow. That's okay. Thank you for listening.
All righty.
And God bless you all, and have a nice afternoon.
Gene. Thanks. Bye-bye, Gene. Bill, hang on. We'll get to you next, right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
Spring is finally here and exterior projects have begun. This is Sonia with Westside Decorating. Stop in for time-saving advice and products like Ready Seal Stains, a goof-proof wood sealer, and stain finish for fences, decks, pergolas, and more. Ask about our solar screen shades that protect your interior finishes and budget from UV rays and the hot sun. As always, design consultations are available. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, license 56, NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
The Team Show.
WSGW online poll, the U.S. Supreme Court leaked abortion draft. According to the leaked draft, the U.S. Supreme Court is positioned to overturn Roe v. Wade. If that happens, it would mean the decision on the right to abortion would be up to individual states.
Abortion is religion for the far left, and they are willing to do anything to defend that religion.
They want to bully anyone who seeks or provides reproductive health care.
Chief Justice Roberts issued the statement that confirms the authenticity of the leaked document, but he also says it doesn't represent a final decision by by the court or the final position of any member on the issue in this case. There's a ruling that's expected by the end of June. The whole question is, do you think the Supreme Court should overturn Roe v. Wade and return the decision on abortion to individual states? It's yes, it's no, it's I'm not sure. You can make your vote by going to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next, Mark. What's the craziest thing someone said over the weekend? Again, it's only a 3-hour show. My gosh, I got to edit this, man.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And Bill is in Hemlock. Bill, good morning.
Good morning. I hope Scott keeps calling in, because every time he's on the radio, my wife gives me a big hug and says, man, I'm glad I'm married to you instead of him.
Well, everybody's going to have their opinion.
And I'm basically Republican, but these three guys in the afternoon, I can't listen to them very long. Same way with Hannity, but now Tom Sullivan and Glenn Beck, they're a lot more like you.
Yeah, I like Tom Sullivan. I've always liked Tom Sullivan. One of my favorites.
And Glenn Beck too, but he's not on anymore, but he was pretty good too. Yeah, so keep up the good work, and thank you.
Keep listening. Thanks, Bill. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
And that opens the lines for you. Goes back to where we started. We were talking about Mr. Licht at CNN, the head of CNN, wanting to move back to pure journalism and pure news in a more neutral fashion. And that's, listen. Let's separate out what I do, talk shows, from news. This is opinion. It's your opinion, my opinion, and it's not couched in journalistic terms. I'm not sitting here delivering the news as they do at the top of the hour. And our news people are very good at it, and they do it without coloration, without making you believe one way or another. They just give you the facts. That's what journalism should be, always was. And as I started to say at the beginning of this show, talk radio takes some of the blame. In the mid-'80s, 86, 87, Congress failed to codify the Fairness Doctrine. The Fairness Doctrine in broadcasting said that if we talked about a controversial topic, we had to go out, find all the other viewpoints, and give them the same amount of time. So nobody talked about anything controversial on the radio, because nobody could afford to do that. You couldn't possibly provide all that time and still have an entertainment venue and all of that. So whatever talk there was soft pablum, if you will. Lifestyle and things of that nature, but no politics. Nobody got controversial because of the consequences. When the Fairness Doctrine went away, it opened up broadcasting to be controversial and provide opportunity for you to call in and offer your opinions as the counter to whatever the host is saying. And thus along comes Rush Limbaugh. Now, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican really doesn't make any difference, because you do have to realize that the reason Rush Limbaugh was successful was multifaceted. He knew how to take difficult subjects and entertain with them in the way he presented them. And the biggest thing was he was a conservative for the first time in a public radio setting, that is a radio setting that the public had access to, speaking in a way that a lot of people had never heard before, but it was their views. So conservatives who thought they were underestimated in the news, underrepresented in the news, flocked to him. And thus became the advent, if you will, of partisan programming. I'll call it that. The Rush Limbaughs, the Hannitys, or what have you, who all come from one side. Now, the left tried it. First with Mario Cuomo, and he was terrible at it because he was not an entertainer. He didn't entertain at all. He was dry. He was just bad. There was a guy in Texas, Jim Hightower, I think was his name, and he was a progressive. His problem was he didn't listen to anybody. The minute you called up and said one thing that was against his views, he cut you off. You were gone. You were history. And he didn't make it very long. Ed Schultz came along, probably had the best chance of success, and we carried Ed Schultz for a while. He had more of an entertainment. He was in a way attempting to be a Rush Limbaugh on the left, but he also got folksy. He was a fisherman and all of that stuff. And whether you agreed or didn't agree with him, he would have been able to capture more of an audience than some of the other left hosts have not been able to capture. Now, remember that this is a business. Radio station puts on the air what it thinks people will listen to so it can sell advertising. No other reason. It's that simple. And the conservative talk shows were the ones making the money. Then along comes 24-hour news cycles, and they don't have enough news for 24 hours, to say the least. So they have to start putting talking heads on, and that's when you start getting opinions sneaking into what should be the news. We're going to take our last break. Joe, you'll have to call back next hour after we're done with our guest up front.
Style this summer. Associates in Eye Care would like to invite you to check out their annual Thursday, May 12th from 1 until 6:30 p.m. at their Saginaw location. They will have 50% off all feature frames and 20% off all prescription. New sunglasses to pick from directly from the vendors, including Ray-Ban, Vera Bradley, Life is Good, and Trina Turk. Plus refreshments, hot deals, and lots of fun. It's all happening at Associates in Eye Care on Center Road in Saginaw for their Sunwear Trunk Show, Thursday, May 12th from 1 until 6:30 p.m. Business trip coming up soon? Finally, taking that much-needed vacation. MBS International Airport is your premier air business travel. With services through Delta and United Airlines, you will feel upgraded as soon as you walk through the door. Book your flight today at mbsairport.org and let us help you see the world.
You've got bugs. What's your move? A rattly can? Or a simple spritz? Bugs near your kids and pet? Will it be ingredients you can't pronounce? Ew. Or essential oils? Bother the bugs, not your family. Zevo uses essential oils which attack bugs. So Zevo kills bugs, plus is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people friendly. Bug deadly. Now at a store near you.
All right, let's talk to Dan in Bay City. Dan, we got about a minute. Make it quick. Go ahead. Dan, are you there? Maybe Dan's not. Okay. How about Joe and Willard? Joe, are you there? Okay. They probably both hung up because I said that the hour was up. So sorry about that, guys. But after I talk to Representative Annette Glenn next hour, we'll have a little more open time and you'll be able to call back and chat with us then. Anyway, that's what's coming up, by the way. We're going to talk to State Representative Annette Glenn about a number of issues, including the state budget and dam report and all kinds of good stuff. That will be coming up at the beginning of the next hour here on the Art Lewis Show. And at 11 o'clock this morning on Focus, after the news, we're going to learn about Tri-City Liquidators this morning. A couple of folks are going to be joining us to tell us about that business here in the Great Lakes Bay region. But for now, we're heading up toward the top of the hour, and that's where we'll find CBS News to give you the national and the international report. We follow that up with the local news, bringing you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and, of course, the state of Michigan. After that, we'll return with, as I said, an interview with Annette Glenn and then open lines. Talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS.
presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Markets are open for business and the sell-off continues days after the Dow notched its worst performance in 2 years, triggering new fears of recession. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it's about more than inflation and rising interest rates.
Investors are feeling anxiety about where the economy goes next amid the war in Ukraine, amid rolling shutdowns in China over COVID, and amid great uncertainty.
The Dow down 376 points in early trading, S&P off 67. In Moscow, Vladimir Putin used Russia's annual military victory parade, marking the defeat of Nazi Germany, to justify his war on Ukraine.
Today you're defending what fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers were fighting for.
In Poland, protesters threw red paint on the Russian ambassador as he arrived at a ceremony to pay respects to Red Army soldiers who died in World War II. Dangerous gusty winds are still blowing across northeast New Mexico, where wildfires are threatening thousands of homes. Jane Ludson's house in San Miguel County was destroyed.
Looking out towards Hermit's Peak, all you see is just huge black swaths of land that have been burned. So it's a devastation for this area that it's never seen before.
Something unusual is becoming more usual in South Carolina. CBS's Jim Krasula.
Many people in the Columbia, South Carolina area were awakened by a 3.3 magnitude earthquake about 1:30 this morning. There were two aftershocks, a 1.6 magnitude and a 1.8 magnitude. Nearly 30 earthquakes have been recorded near Elgin, South Carolina.
Broadway musical about an aspiring theater writer leads the way in Tony Award nominations.
I am a Disney usher. I'm barely scraping by.
Strange Loop picked up 11 nods this hour. The Michael Jackson musical MJ6, Girl from the North Country, and Billy Crystal's Mr. Saturday Night in the running for Best Musical.
Don't get me started!
The Music Man and Hugh Jackman nominated for Best Musical Revival. The Lehman Trilogy is up for Best Play, and they're welcoming some new Muppets on Sesame Street. They look and sound a lot like some of your favorites.
We like to make a plan. Okay. And then we test the plan, and then we solve problem.
Mecha Cookie, Mecha Elmo, and Mecha Abby Cadabby made their debut on CBS Mornings. They're robot heroes in training. In one episode, they stop a runaway boulder. This is CBS News.
Find your next great hire with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract their candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Unlock your best lawn yet with innovative zero-turn mowers, lawn tractors, walk-behind mowers, and more at Wohlweil's Ace Hardware, your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer. Like the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, zero-turn mowers that are engineered to give you the ultimate all-around mowing experience by delivering next-level comfort and premium cut quality, as well as superior speed and control. And only Wohlweil's, your local dealer, can offer this level of strength and back it up with genuine parts, accessories, and trained service technicians to keep your equipment running strong. From barbecues to backyard batting practice, you'll love to lawn for years to come with the Cub Cadet residential mowers. For expert advice, superior service, and exceptional offers, visit Wohlweil's Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your...
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 05. Good morning, I'm Mike Kirchhoff. A red flag warning is in effect for the Tri-Cities from 8 this morning until 8 p.m. this evening. The combination of very dry air and vegetation, warm temperatures, and gusty winds will lead to dangerous wildfire conditions today. Take proper precautions to help prevent wildfires. Burn permits will not be issued in those communities today. A Coast Guard vessel crashed into a buoy on the Saginaw Bay last Thursday. Members of the Guard were on a training mission on a 45-foot boat when it hit navigation buoy number 6, located about 10 miles from shore. The crash punctured a fuel tank, causing around 400 gallons of diesel fuel to spill into the bay. It's unclear what cleanup measures were used. The 6-member crew of the vessel were unharmed. The Coast Guard vessel from station at Tawas Bay towed the boat back to its base at the mouth of the Saginaw River. Get ready for some family fun at Saginaw's Food Truck Face-Off in June. The annual food truck competition takes place at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park across from the Dow Event Center on June 10th from 4 to 9 p.m. In addition to the competition, there will be live music, yard games, and more. The event is for more competitions on July 8th, July 29th, and August 25th. For more information about those events, visit doweventcenter.com. WSGW News Time 10:07.
The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union just got better. It's now being offered all year long. This means you can get a whatever loan whenever. Now available year-round. The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union gives you money when you need it most. Use it on groceries, utilities, unplanned expenses, or whatever else life throws your way. Apply online at mfcu.net or stop into your local branch. Get back on your feet with the Whatever First Credit Union. Some restrictions may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. An official autopsy has concluded that Patrick Leoya, who was killed by a Michigan State Police officer or a Grand Rapids police officer, died from a gunshot to the back of his head. The finding matches the conclusion of an expert hired by Leoya's family. The report from the Kent County Medical Examiner also says his blood alcohol level was 0.29, more than 3 times over the legal limit for driving when his car was stopped in Grand Rapids on April 4th. The Detroit Free Press reported the autopsy results Friday. Leoya was a 26-year-old refugee from Congo. He was killed during a physical struggle with Grand Rapids officer Christopher Schur. Gas prices once again continue to climb. U.S. Energy Secretary and former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm says oil corporations are not doing enough to ease the pain at the pump.
We have said to the oil and gas industry, can you speed up production right now to relieve people's pain at the pump? And we've asked them to increase to make up for those lost barrels. Some are doing it. Most are not. And why is that? It's because Wall Street, actually their investors, have asked them to exercise fiscal discipline, which means that they don't want them investing in the capital associated with drilling rigs to pull that oil from the ground.
Granholm's comments came during a visit to Detroit this past week, in which she announced the $3 billion federal funding package to support the domestic manufacture of electric vehicle batteries. Authorities say a body found at a Pontiac lake by a father and son has been identified as that of 31-year-old of Pontiac, who went missing in December. Police said Friday the body was positively identified through fingerprints. An autopsy was performed, and Pitt's cause and manner of death are pending. His body was found Thursday in Pontiac's Harris Lake by the father and son as they were fishing. Relatives reported Pitt's missing in January, although he had not been seen since December. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the southeast between 10 and 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies with a low near 54. Tuesday, partial sunshine develops, high around 78 degrees. Then for your day on Wednesday, partly sunny skies, a high around 80. Thursday, mostly sunny, high around 86. Then by Friday, plenty of blue skies, high of 86. Saturday, chance for rain showers, a high around 83 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 62.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Good morning and welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us. We're going to spend the first part of this hour talking to State Representative Annette Glenn. And Representative Glenn, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Good to be back with you.
Good to have you back, as always. There's a number of things. I want to talk about a release your office sent out, though. You had made an address in the House and voted to protect girls' sports. Give us a little overview of that, what it's all about.
Well, years ago, back when I was running in high school, which was back in the 80s, we had a track team, but girls didn't even have a soccer team at that point in time. So for the last 40 years, there's been this continued push for women to be able to have their own sports programs, to have the financial backing from the schools and all of that. And now there's this concern that that will all go away if we allow boys to start competing in girls' sports. So there's some language in the school budget this year that passed with bipartisan support out of the out of the House, just stating that in girls' sports.
Will the governor sign it?
I guess we'll find out. As you know, the budget process, this is the House budget. We've still got the Senate budget, and then there'll be conference committee before we ever know what goes to the governor. But I would hope she would sign it. She's been about women's empowerment, so I would hope she would sign it.
And this, just so we all understand, this is more about the gender issue than it is Title IX, right?
I think it encompasses both.
Because Title IX provided for some equality in women's sports and men's sports. Is that not true in terms of financing them?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Right. And as soon as we, it's no longer just girls' sports, I think we lose the ground that has been fought for these women to participate.
All right, you mentioned the budget. So where are we with the budget? How far along is the process? I remember under Governor Snyder, of course, the budgets were passed in the spring every year. Is that going to happen again?
I don't know that we'll get all of them done by spring, but June 21st, which is the official day of summer, I'm hopeful that we have them all done and on the way to the governor by then. As I mentioned earlier, the House has passed every one of its budgets, and the Senate has passed every one of its budgets. So then the next step will be for us to have a lot of discussion between House and Senate to determine what we're going to put in those bills together before they go to the governor, and the departments will be included in those discussions. So I think the first priority is always to get the school one done so that schools can start planning for what they're going to have available this fall. Both budgets had additional funding for students. The House budget had $300 additional dollars for every student. I think this had a little bit more, so I would think that that's not going to go below 300. Might get bumped up a little bit.
Were there many other differences between the House and Senate versions?
Since we just finished Thursday night, I have not done a huge comparison between budget by budget. I know that I can speak to the House a whole lot more than the Senate. I know with the with the House, between record funding for state police and education and additional priorities that we've heard from our district, we still left $1 billion available for tax relief to our citizens. You know, we, House and Senate tried to roll back the income tax. We tried to allow some additional relief for retirement income, and also a temporary cut for not collecting the state sales tax on gas, which is now at 27. So this $1 billion would allow us to continue to negotiate on those and hopefully bring our citizens some tax relief soon.
Let me ask a question. One of the candidates running for governor on the Republican side, Mr. Rinke, has indicated he would eliminate the Michigan income tax. Is that feasible? I mean, is it really something?
It's feasible for other states. It's got to be adjusted somehow. Other states have higher property taxes or higher sales tax. So it's feasible to make the numbers work. Whether it's feasible to get enough votes to get passed is a whole other question.
Yeah.
I do think it's always worthwhile to do a deep dive and look at states that have tremendous growth going on and determine if they have a better tax structure which incentivizes business to come. And so by making those shifts, you end up having more money versus less.
But the money has to come from someplace.
It absolutely has to come from someplace. We do have constitutional requirements to fund certain things, schools included. So you can't just eliminate taxes completely. You do have to constitutionally fund certain programs.
So what else is on the table that's got your attention right now?
Well, I have been very involved in cottage industry bills. I don't know if you're aware, but the cottage industry is just the food that you buy at the farmer's market or at the church bazaar. And Michigan has a $25,000 limit on what you can sell in the state. I talked to a number of bakers. If they are making wedding cakes, it's not unusual to be able to make 2 or 3 wedding cakes a week. You can easily charge $1,000 for a wedding cake. So when you start looking at that numbers, and given the cost of butter has gone up a lot, they tell me. I don't go through as much butter as I home, but it's they're hitting their limits a lot. Fill the same number of orders. So that bill has passed the House and is over in Senator Daley's committee in the Senate, and I know he is looking forward to taking that up. And I do expect to get the governor on board on that one. We're working with the department. The other thing that's interesting, when it came up in the House, I've got a local baker here that I really like to use, and I had her make dozens of cookies that I could share on the House floor with members on both sides of the aisle and just share what was going on with the cottage industry.
Well, there has to be, there has to be a fine line somewhere. I mean, if you're telling me that, for example, a wedding cake maker can sell 3 a week at $1,000 a piece, that's a lot of money. I mean, over the year, that to me is a little beyond cottage industry. But if you're telling me, that we're making 25,000 max a year, and the cost of everything has gone up, and you want to boost it to 50,000 and maybe have an inflationary trip in it, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But I would think a cake maker making hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'd have a problem with.
Well, the rule is it's only what you can make by yourself in your own kitchen.
Right.
If you bring somebody in to help you, then it's no longer cottage industry. If you use a commercial kitchen, then it's no longer cottage industry. So it's truly only what you can do on your own in your own kitchen. But the other issue with it is a lot of legislators really like these cookies and would have loved to have ordered some. However, we have this rule where you can only get them directly from the baker. And so they would actually have to come to Midland to get those cookies. So we're also trying to open it up where if they've had that conversation over Zoom or in person, maybe they came to our farmer's market and bought cookies, but then they would be able to have those cookies mailed. They could only be mailed within Michigan. So trying to kind of thread that line where they're happy to turn down business that they could do a year ago or 2 years ago based on inflation can no longer produce the same amount. And trying to keep everything safe and available. I can tell you other states have no limits. It's still same definition, only what you can make in your kitchen on your own, but they leave it up to that person to how many hours they want to work and what they want to charge. The one I found was interesting. Other states even allow things like meat. That was not in any consideration in our cottage industry. There's a lot more safety issues that come into control when you have meat. But it was interesting for me that the two states that allow meat were California and Utah.
Well, there's a dichotomy. Wow. Wow. Annette, hang on. I've got to take a break. We'll come back. We're talking to Representative Annette Glenn, and we will be back with more of this conversation after these notes.
Hello, my name is the Reverend Blake D. Strozier, and I am the senior pastor of the Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church. I am also a member of the Saginaw African American Pastors. I am urging all residents of Saginaw to get the COVID vaccination shot for a variety of reasons. The first reason is to protect yourself. The second reason is to protect those around you. Full vaccination affords you the opportunity to reconnect with family, neighbors, church members, co-workers, and friends without fear of catching or receiving the virus. It's our shot to a sense of returning back to normalcy. So Saginaw, let's get vaccinated.
I have sleep apnea, and I used to struggle with CPAP. Until recently, I hadn't had a good night's sleep since 2005. Do you remember 2005? We used cell phones like actual phones, and everyone wanted life hacks. Here's a life hack for anyone who struggles with CPAP. Get Inspire. It's a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body to give you comfortable, restful sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
I tend to second guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-10 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wall Street picks up where it left off last week, with all three major indices deep in the red. Investors are worried about interest rate hikes after the Federal Reserve raised a key interest rate by 0.5 point. President Biden will speak to the nation tomorrow about inflation. A White House official saying the president will draw a contrast between his economic plans and those of Republicans. Last week, the president blasted an economic plan floated by Republican Senator Rick Scott, saying it would raise taxes on 75 million Americans, most of whom make less than $100,000 a year. Hundreds of daycare and early learning centers in more than 24 states pledging to close doors today to go on strike with support from the parents they serve. USA Today reports dozens of events are scheduled at different state capitals and city halls for what organizers call a day without childcare, a national day of action. Workers are seeking better wages and want to stress to policymakers that their families, but to the economy as well. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Steve Rappaport, invested in you.
Economists are warning that sanctions against Russia could trigger devastating inflation, worse than the current 40-year highs. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings right now with a gold IRA through Birch Gold, the only company I trust for gold. Just text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on how to protect your savings with gold. Again, text SHELTER to 989898.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. State health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Fielded by Baez on a first. Got him! What a play! There's outfield grass through and got McCormick by inches.
The Tigers play 6:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to State Representative Annette Glenn. Representative Glenn, the report comes out about the dam failures. It looks like there's enough blame to go around. What was your reaction to it?
Honestly, it's over 500 pages. I'm still digesting it, but it does look like there's more than one entity at fault, and it will take some deep diving in there to figure out if there's additional policies that we need to institute at the state level to make sure that this doesn't happen anywhere else. In the budget, we do have additional funding for emergency dams and for revolving loan funds. The things that I've been very interested in since the devastation that happened here. It's not uncommon for legislators and other local officials to come talk to me about a dam in their area that they're concerned about. They certainly don't want to go through the rebuild process that we're now 2 years into. Yes, we've made progress, but we've still got a long ways to go.
Are the dams, the reconstruction of the two dams, fully funded now with federal money and everything else coming in?
Getting close. I'm assuming inflation is going to have some impact. So as we continue to work through the process, I think we will get that figured out. There's still going to be a small special assessment district that will continue and keep the dam safe in perpetuity. So we're close.
And construction is ongoing now? Have they started to rebuild? Yeah.
It is. The two Seacourt and Smallwood will have the repair work done first, and then by 2025, the expectation is that the one right here in Stanford, that one will be repaired and back in working order, and then the final one up in Edenville will be 2026. So we're on schedule. Thankful for Four Lakes Task Force and all the efforts they've put in. I think those gentlemen were thinking maybe they were going to retire before this happened. And I am grateful they choose to spend a lot of their retirement time helping our communities.
Once these dams are restored, it's reasonable to believe the lakes will come back. Before that happens, does work have to happen in the bottomlands to clean them out?
To happen, I'm sure. And Four Lakes is entirely in control of that with the delegated authority between Midland and Gladwin. I'm assuming Eagle, Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy will have some oversight. So privileged that I'll continue to chair that at least through this year. But we do need to make sure that the bottomlands are safe and are ready for the water to come back as soon as we've got those dams ready.
Anything else on your plate right now that's taking your attention?
Oh, always things taking my attention. Just last week, I testified on House Bill 5889. That's one that I sponsored. Has to do with human trafficking. And didn't realize, I've been working in the human trafficking arena for about 5 years now, but didn't realize that domestic assault victims had a level of protection that has not been passed on to human trafficking victims. So this bill will simply just provide the same level of protection, and talking to counselors and law enforcement that domestic abuse victims have. So that is expected to be voted on, I believe, this week out of committee, and I talked to everybody on the committee. I expect it to come out with huge bipartisan support. I would expect huge bipartisan support coming out of the House. But something interesting, Jenny Gino from the Saginaw Career Center had some students visiting the Capitol a few weeks ago, and I had a chance to have a conversation with the students from the entrepreneur program, also the medical program. But this part entrepreneur program. And this young lady has developed, or is in the process of developing, with a necklace that at the end of it is about the size of a marble. But her intention is to be able to put little cameras in these necklaces so that when people are out, if they so choose, they can wear a camera and be protected from trafficking. So the timing was really fun. I asked her if I could have her prototype, one of her prototypes, and share. So that has become part of the conversation, and shows the importance of skilled trades and giving our kids opportunities to come up with very inventive and innovative programs that will benefit us all.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because, for too many years, we spent time focusing on college education. And yes, college education is important. We need those folks. But we did it, I think, to the neglect of the trades and vocational education. And that looks like we've turned that corner finally.
I would agree 100%. And I'm just hopeful that we don't swing too far into skilled trades. We need both.
Yeah, we need both. Exactly.
We need both. And I am just a huge proponent. Let's figure out where these kids want to go. And then let's support them, whether it's skilled trades, whether it's a certification of some type. I don't care if they want to go to college. Let's get them where they're going to. And Art, I don't know how old you are. I know when
79.
I was
79.
79. Okay. You got a few years on me. I will be 59 here shortly. But when I was going through school, the expectation was you picked one career, and as soon as you graduated from college, you entered that career and you stayed there until you retired.
Yeah.
And that's no longer true in society.
Yeah, it's true. The other
and I think
the other expectation when I grew up, when I went to college in 1959, my parents paid for it. That was one of the expectations. Parents had a responsibility to put their youngsters through school. It was before the days of the wild and woolly college loan market.
It is a wild and woolly market. So my parents expected us to pay for it, but we were expected to work for my dad every day after school from the time we were late grade school all the way through college. And we were paid above market rate with the expectation that a huge portion went into our college fund. So by the time I did graduate from high school, I could fund my college with the help of my parents. And I tended to work more than just for my parents. The years I ran track in high school, I cleaned hotel rooms, Dragon Movie Theater as an assistant manager, and worked for my dad in his office, and then sometimes found other things, babysitting jobs on the side. So the expectation was to be busy and productive all the time.
Is there a, this is beyond the state, this is just a philosophical question. I mean, is there a cure to the high cost of college education so that we don't saddle these youngsters with these huge debts when they come out of school and then turn around and say, well, gee, we're going to just forgive it all? How does that work?
I don't think it can work to forgive it all. A young lady that worked in my office, I was there, had worked in the speaker's office before that, and several other legislative offices before that. But when you talk about student loans, it's not been that many years since they're out of college and have paid theirs off, both her and her husband. And she talks about the sacrifices they made to be able to pay their college loans and be independent. So, for example, after they had graduated and he was an engineer and she was working full-time, they continued to live in an apartment above a car wash.
Yeah.
So they were bound and determined to make sure they paid everything off. So she gets pretty appalled at the thought of everything they had to sacrifice to pay their loans. Later, we pay them. Now, something I learned with my kids, we did kind of a hybrid. We assisted our kids. We did not pay it all, because I remember the first semester when we paid all for our oldest, he came home regularly bragging about all the classes he skipped. And I thought, that's what you're doing with my money?
Oops. Oops.
And you had younger siblings. And at that point in time, we decided to incentivize them to actually attend class or whatever they were doing by making them have skin in the game. So I would apply that same thing to college forgiveness. If there's no skin in the game, I think the value diminishes and the work that you put on there. I know anything I worked really, really hard for, I really take care of, and I'm very intentional when it's my money.
Yeah.
But now that son has 5 of his own children, and his money.
I'll have that image of him telling you that now for the rest of the day. Knowing you and Gary, I'm saying to myself, "Ooh, that was not a good thing to say."
Something I never expected is quite an economics student that had studied, so that was a very unexpected intention. I don't have to go.
Well, Annette, listen, thanks for taking a little time this morning and chatting with us.
Oh,
I'm
you're
sure
welcome.
we'll do it again and say hi to your husband.
We will. Will do. Thanks, Art.
Take care.
Have a great day.
You too.
See some of the sun out there.
Yeah. All righty. Bye-bye now. State Representative Annette Glenn, who, by the way, is also a candidate for the 35th Senate District now. It's going to be a competitive race. We'll talk more about that down the road. But we thank her for joining us this morning. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour, so you can give us a call and chat with whatever's on your mind. 989-752-6111 is the number to call for the Art Lewis Show, and join the conversation.
Hometown feel and big time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel, this is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly.
Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
There's nothing like hearing the songs you love on local radio with no subscriptions and no monthly fees. But there's a new bill in Congress that could stop the music. If passed, this bill would tax your local radio station simply to play the music you love. Text local to 52886 and ask Congress to support local radio stations. Help us keep you connected to the music, weather, and traffic that you need each day. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Stop in and save with everything you need for your home right now at Menards. Update your appliances with top brands including Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Criterion. Check out the largest in-stock selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to new energy-efficient appliances and save 11%. Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Good through May 14th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Has this ever happened to you? Your significant other says, we've got to redo the kitchen, and you break out into a cold sweat?
Well, don't worry. It's a common condition, something we call needless remodeling anxiety. And we've got the cure. Heck, we are the cure. Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Whether you do it yourself or direct it yourself, we can help you keep your project on track and on budget.
So join us this weekend for the Money Pit Home Improvement Radio Show.
The Money Pit, Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
The WSGW broadcast sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of the hour. From the Detroit Free Press this morning, headline, UAW joins petition drive to send $15 minimum wage proposal to Michigan voters in November. This, of course, I'm beginning to wonder if it's even necessary. And the reason I say that is most businesses have, if they haven't touched it, they're darn close to $15 an hour now because it's the only way they can find help. Help wanted signs are everywhere, and businesses were raising their minimums above the legal minimum wage all along. I'm not sure that that this particular type of thing is necessary, but also understand, and I'm sure you all do, it's a vicious cycle. If you were making, well, I'm going to pick numbers out of the air. If you're making $10 an hour, and I come to you and I say, you know what, you've done a great job. And just because I'm a generous guy, my new minimum wage is $15 an hour. I'm going to up your salary by 50%, from $10 to $15. What do you think happens to the price of the goods and services I provide? One of two things has to happen. Either I raise prices to pay for your additional salary, or I start laying people off so I have less employees at the higher wage. Either way, who gets ahead? Because if every business is doing that and they're all raising their prices, if you go from $10 to $15 an hour, but everything jumps up in price, are you really ahead? And that's why I say it's a vicious cycle. It always has been. And particularly in this day and age, with inflation running at 8.5% and probably growing, despite the efforts of the Fed right now, how do you stay ahead of the game? Now, I know there are some political individuals out there that figure, oh, businesses are all rich, they can just absorb it. No, they can't. It doesn't work that way. This notion that, oh, you own a business, you must be flying all over the world in your private jet, and you're jetting around doing stuff, is nonsense. Small business owners work their tails off to eke out a living in many cases. Yeah, there are those who make a livid fortune at it. More power to them. I mean, that's the American way. I love it. More power to people who can make a lot of money. Because in order to do that, usually they've innovated, they've created something, a service that's needed, a product that's needed. More power to them, but they're not the majority. The majority of small business owners in this country eke out a living, make many sacrifices to do it, and many times work long hours. The notion of just owning a business makes you rich is false. Just owning a business can make you poor in a hurry. It is not an easy road to hoe. So to raise somebody's salary or wage, even by a couple of bucks, has to come from somebody's pocket. Most of the time, it's ours, the public, who buys the service because they raise the prices. They raise the cost of the service. They raise the price of the product. It all comes out of your pocket. And I think the faster we realize that, the better off we are. For example, we all talk about government, how much money and taxes and all of that. Government doesn't have any money other than yours. All the money government has, one way or another, comes out of your pocket. Now you'll say, oh, well, wait. For example, the country charges tariffs on goods coming into the country. That's not my money. Well, yes, it is. You pay for it in the price of the product. It's like a baseball team paying huge salaries, millions of dollars a year to these players. It comes out of your pocket. You may not think so, but the reality is it does. When you go out and buy that can of beer, the price of that can of beer includes advertising dollars that they spend with those baseball teams. That's how the teams make the money to pay the players. Or if you go to the stadium and you pay high prices for your ticket and then, an exorbitant price for food, that all goes in the pot, but it all comes out of one place, your pocket, no place else. So we all ought to get used to the fact that we're paying the freight. Let's talk to Cody in Saginaw. Cody, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Morning.
Hey, I was listening to your talk about this $15 an hour wage.
Yep.
And we're going to be voting on it or something?
Possibly. There is a petition drive started. If they get enough signatures on the petition drive, it could go to the voters in November.
Okay, well, the reason it caught my ear is because I think I recall not too long ago, somebody like Elizabeth Warren or advocating for $30 an hour.
Oh yeah, there's
national minimum wage.
Yeah, every time the MIT goes up, somebody wants it up higher. And I'm not surprised that Elizabeth Warren would do that because that's money has no object.
Well, I think it was Elizabeth Warren. I don't want to attribute it, but it probably was.
It could be.
But I was thinking $30. Well, hell, why not $50?
That's the problem. You've just identified the problem. What is the number, and who pays for it? I mean, the bottom line is we all pay for it. Let's be honest about it.
Right,
we all pay for it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't begrudge
100%.
anybody making a decent living, but it's got to come from someplace.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyway, I agree with your point that everybody thinks that people just can, businesses are making too much money and they can just willy-nilly raise the wage, but
not happening.
We pay for it in the end.
We do. All right, Cody.
All right.
Hey, appreciate the call, my friend. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
All right, thanks.
We'll
Bye.
take a break here and then come back with more on the Art Lewis Show after I ask you about how you slept last night. I know it's a personal question, but we do a lot more for less in this day and age. So when you go to bed, you spend a third of your life there. You really need quality sleep. And you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, let's face it. You can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured the mattress you're using is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and it's manufactured to your specifications. Your dollars are spent, and they stay right here in our local economy. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but don't be fooled. You can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And by the way, they feature a 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home, so you don't have to wait around all day. You have an RV or a boat? Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you to your exact specifications, something the box stores can't do. Visit them. Sanitary Mattress, factory and showroom, serving this area since 1935. Set your GPS to 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them on the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress.
It could be the best years of your life. You get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. Uma. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Uma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooh. Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma, smart communications for the smarter business.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collect. IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or it done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SDSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's .com.
All right, we're back with you, and Owen is in Gladwin. Owen, good morning.
Good morning. Well, if they ever do a petition for $15 an hour, I will not sign it, and I will not vote for it, because I think there's a lot of people in this country that don't deserve $15 an hour, especially from people that work at McDonald's that can't do a regular cheeseburger, a French fry, and a Diet Coke and get it right the first time.
Well, that's the rarity. Most of them do get it right.
I know. I'm just saying. I think that.
But that's up to the company. I mean, if you're an employee of the company and you're not doing the job right, the company has a responsibility to either train you better or get rid of you, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying I will not vote for $15 an hour because I don't want to be paying $12 for a Happy Meal.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you that way. Absolutely. All right.
And another thing is that they should restrict. I think. Oh, sorry, I'm on a street, but they should restrict the government sending out absentee ballots to everybody. Everybody should just get one absentee ballot. And they should put the Social Security number on it if they want to vote by mail, and that's it. And if they don't, it don't count. And also, all ballots have to be in by Tuesday at 8 o'clock, or by Monday at 8 o'clock before the regular election. That's how I would do it.
All right. Good enough, Owen. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye now. I just the ballot question is an interesting one. I mean, it's last time around the Secretary of State sent out absentee applications. Now, I hear that carefully, please. Secretary of State did not send out ballots to everybody. They sent out an application for ballots to everybody. The question is identity. If you go to the polling place, you have to identify yourself. And if you can't identify yourself, you get a provisional ballot. And you have to come back in later and identify yourself for that vote to count. Why then is there a big controversy on whether you should identify yourself for an absentee ballot? What's the controversy? They're asking you to identify yourself as a legal voter. If you have to do it in person, you should have to do it in absentee form. Somehow there has to be a way to guarantee you have a legal right to vote. That to me is the issue. I mean, it's just seems logical. I go to the polling place and I have to show my identity. They run my driver's license through the little machine, and you all know it. You've done it. So why should it be different for someone who decides to stay home? Now, am I against absentee ballots willy-nilly? In other words, if I wake up one morning and say, I don't think I'm going to go to the poll this year. I think I'm going to get an absentee ballot. All right, fine. As long as you're properly identified, I don't care. I want your vote to count. I want your vote to count. And if giving you an absentee ballot ensures that you vote, okay. But identify yourself. Tell me you have the right to vote. That's all I'm asking for. I think that to me, that's logic, common sense. Apparently, others don't feel that way, and that's what makes a horse race. So much for that. But I do really think that it's not asking too much to guarantee who you are when you get an absentee ballot. We'll take our last break, and then we will come back and close out this edition of the Art Lewis Show.
Looking to hit the beach in style this summer? Associates in Eye Care would like to invite you to check out their annual Sunwear Trunk Show, Thursday, May 12th from 1 until 6:30 p.m. at their Saginaw location. They will have 50% off all feature frames and 20% off all prescription. New sunglasses to pick from directly from the vendors, including Ray-Ban, Vera Bradley, Life is Good, and Trina Turk, plus refreshments, hot deals, and lots of fun. It's an Eye Care on Center Road in Saginaw for their Sunwear Trunk Show, Thursday, May 12th from 1 until 6:30 p.m.
Annette Glenn was a high school sprinter and state champion. Now Annette Glenn's running for state senate, championing fairness, ensuring girls compete against girls, protecting girls' sports, and girls' privacy in the locker room. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-6681.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for $249, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Very important update from Pat Johnston, who experienced. What was it like, Pat Johnston? Tell us what you did.
I mowed for the very first time with an electric mower. It worked very well. In fact, my neighbor came over and he said, I didn't know what you were doing at first because I could hardly hear anything. He said, yeah, that's very quiet. Yep.
Interchangeable battery?
Yep. Just throw the battery right in. And
so you get a spare battery and you can swap them. And
I think I might do that. I really do.
Then you could do the neighbor's one.
He'll want me to, yeah.
For a price.
I never thought about that, though. The noise probably was a big difference.
Yeah. In fact, my wife said, wow, so wait, you can hear me now. I said, oh, man. That was always always a great excuse. You know, no, I can't hear you. No, I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
I was going to mow the lawn and I saw the price of gas. I said, forget that.
Well, there you go.
no, listen, I have the answer. Borrow Pat's electric mower.
There you go. Everybody take a number.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. And stick around for Focus. Tri-City Liquidators will be the subject.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kafin. No recovery in sight on Wall Street after last week's sweeping losses. Stocks opened lower again today. Right now, the Dow is down 560 points. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Either the Fed is going to raise interest rates by enough to quell inflation, or they might actually raise them by too much, which could cause a recession. But if they don't go fast enough, then we're all facing higher inflation. We may cause a recession simply because we stop spending.
Russia's prolonged Ukraine invasion is also easiness for investors. Now to Moscow, where a parade that annually pays tribute to Russia's World War II victory over the Nazis was more of a platform for Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine.
Today, Donbass fighters and soldiers of Russia are fighting on their own land.
The Russian leader tried to justify the war, insisting Ukraine posed a dangerous threat. The Biden administration says 20 internet companies have agreed to be part of the plan to provide low-cost or free internet to low-income people. Craig Aaron is president of the group Free Press.
Those who qualify will essentially have a subsidized service that will make sure they can access the internet, even though they might be at a time of their life where they're facing financial challenges.
Authorities in the Bahamas say foul play is not suspected in the deaths of 3 American tourists. Others at the same resort. And it has other Americans there asking questions.
Like most tourists, we like to know what happened and why it happened, but just so we can be cautious.
A major airline and its pilots are not seeing eye to eye. CBS's Jim Krasula has more on a contract impasse.
Alaska Airlines pilots have started to take a strike authorization vote. The airline has already cut 2% of its flights through June because of a pilot shortage ahead of the busy summer travel months. No progress has been made in 2 years of contract talks between Alaska Airlines and its pilots.
Reports say Nikola Jokic has won his second straight NBA Most Valuable Player award. The Denver Nuggets center is the first player in league history to tally 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists in a season. A Strange Loop has earned 11 Tony Award nominations. The black-written and black-led musical about a black gay man writing a show about a black gay man. For Best Musical, Best Leading Man, and Top Actress. Again on Wall Street, the Dow is down 550. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Join the Tigers and Carmanis Cancer Institute Friday, May 13th for Pink Out the Park, one of the most memorable games of the season. Did you know breast cancer is the most common cancer among women in the U.S.? Help the Tigers go to bat against breast cancer. Special ticket packages are on sale now, including a game ticket to see the Tigers take on the Orioles, a Pink Tigers hat, and a donation to support breast cancer research. The first 10,000 fans receive a free Pink Tigers hoodie, courtesy of Carmanis Cancer Institute. Visit tigers.com/pink.
And I used to struggle with CPAP. Until recently, I hadn't had a good night's sleep since 2005. Do you remember 2005? We used cell phones like actual phones, and everyone wanted life hacks. Here's a life hack for anyone who struggles with CPAP. Get Inspire. It's a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body to give you comfortable, restful sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Why would you pay full price when you know you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Salon Blue, Day Spa, and Boutique, 120 Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Woody's Hot Dogs, Wonderburger, and King's Fish and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 67 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Indy Bridge in Bay City is currently having mechanical issues, so they cannot close the bridge at this time. If you're driving in that area, please seek an alternate route. Again, that's Indy Bridge in Bay City having a mechanical issue. The bridge will not close. Please seek an alternate route. The Michigan DNR says wildfire danger is expected to be high or very high across much of the northern lower Michigan. And residents are being asked to take precautions when working and playing outside. DNR spokesman Don Klinger says the number one cause of wildfire is the burning of debris.
So people burning leaves or brush, and we encourage you to check the website for burning permits to see if we're issuing. I can say right now we're not issuing any burning permits in all of northern lower Michigan, and I don't believe the UP is as well. Conditions are just such that things are getting close to where wildfires are going to be almost explosive.
A red flag warning is currently in effect for the Tri-Cities from 8 this morning until 8 p.m. this evening. The combination of dry air and gusty winds will lead to dangerous wildfire conditions today in our area. Take proper precautions to help prevent wildfires. Burn permits are not being issued today here as well. A 29-year-old man has died after a weekend shooting in Bridgeport Township. Police responded around 3 o'clock Saturday morning to the parking lot of Varian Apartments at 2826 Williamson Road. The victim, identified as Demetrius Wicker, was found dead at the scene from bullet wounds. A 31-year-old woman was shot in the leg and taken to Covenant Healthcare, where she was treated and released. Her name has not been released. Michigan State Police, Buena Vista Town, and the State Police Crime Lab assisted Bridgeport Township Police at the scene. The shooting is still under investigation. Anyone with information can contact Bridgeport Township Police through Saginaw County Central Dispatch. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast. Video shows police chasing a man and shooting him twice in the parking lot of a big box store in East Lansing. The shooting occurred April 25th at Meyer. City officials released a video Thursday and said state police are investigating the incident. The man has been identified as DeAnthony Van Atten. His injuries weren't life-threatening. A 911 dispatcher told officers that a 20-year-old black man was heading into the Meyer with a gun. An officer confronted Van Atten as he was leaving the store and a foot chase ensued. Van Atten told officers they shot him for no reason. A gun was found under a vehicle in the parking lot. Cases of COVID-19 across the states. Should we be concerned about another surge of the virus? Health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights has this.
Oakland County is at a medium level of community transmission of the virus, and so is Washtenaw County. One reason for the increase is the predominant strain is the highly contagious Omicron BA2 subvariant. Another reason is increased testing. Susan Ringler-Cerniglia is with Washtenaw County Health Department.
We really are doing a fair amount more testing than some other areas. In other words, there's virus circulating, and if you're looking for it, you're going to find it.
As for another surge
less concerned about case increases, but still watch them carefully, and most importantly, watch those serious illness and hospitalization.
Dr. Deanna Lights, the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the mid-70s. Winds out of the southeast between 10 and 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies with a low near 54. Tuesday, high around 78 degrees. Then for your day on Wednesday, partly sunny skies, a high around 80. Thursday, mostly sunny, high around 86. Then by Friday, plenty of blue skies and sun with a high of 86. Saturday, chance for rain showers, a high around 83 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 68.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus. 5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my home studio, our Saginaw Spirit home studio. Nice to have you with us today. Focus brought to you by RoofMax. RoofMax, the safe and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. Today we're going to learn about a new business. And the owners of that business, Fred and Joey Widra, are with us this morning. It's called Tri-City Liquidators. Hey, guys, good morning to you. Fred, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
And Joey, good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
We're doing well, thanks. Which one of you did I see the other day at the Perk Club?
Oh, that was me, Fred.
Fred, yeah. Okay, so Tri-City Liquidators, I mean, that conjures up images in my mind. So rather than do that, describe this business for us. What is it that you do and where do you do it?
Well, we buy truckloads of merchandise. I don't know if I can name them, but
we're getting an echo. Retailers. Can you get closer to your speaker? Because we're getting an echo. There we go.
Is this better?
Yeah, much.
Okay. Well, me and Joe are in the same room, too. Oh. We get buy truckloads of merchandise and sell it by the pallet from some of your major retailers. We did unloading that surprised us.
Now you get truckloads of pallets. Again, who do you sell to?
Well, we sell to the general public. A lot of people are buying these to do as a side hustle. Some are having like their small business they're selling.
Ah, so in other words, if I went in, I'd have to buy a whole pallet worth, right?
Yes. Well, we do have some individual things, but the majority of the sales are by the pallet.
And typically on a pallet, how many widgets are on a pallet? Depend on the size of the widget?
Exactly. Right now, the load we just got in, there's probably 10 to 15 items on there. But there's appliances and those little ride-on cars. Notice a Jaguar on one today.
Typically, if you look at the items you get, and the retail price, the regular retail price of those items versus how much you sell it for on the pallet, how much of a savings is there?
It varies by pallet, but maybe the value is probably 3 to 4 times the value, but most people are at least doubling their money, if not more, when they buy a pallet.
25 to 50%. Yeah, 25 to 50% is average then, huh? That's interesting.
Much.
Is it a specific type of item or can it be anything? Give us an idea of some of the things you might have on pallets right now.
Well, the other day we got one from some of your major hardware stores from the major depots and stuff. We got some flooring and rugs. We got some range hoods, other appliances. We got a freezer. Tubs. Yep. Shower surrounds. Vanities.
Now, typically, are these new in the box items, or are they damaged, or what makes a company decide they don't need a pallet full of something and sell it to you?
It could be box damage, could be returned, couldn't deliver it. It could be discontinued items that the model isn't available, and of course there are some returns where there could be some damage. But we get a lot of landlords that buy the stuff that they can use in their rental units.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Before I forget to ask, where are you guys located?
We're on 1460 Agricola Drive, right off of North Michigan. I guess most people know where street from Glass Tender.
Oh, you're right up just north of Tittabawassee then.
Yeah, yep.
How long you been doing this?
We've been doing this for a year now.
What got you into it?
Well, it's an interesting story. My business partner Joey's been doing this for a lot of times with his regular job. I was always interested in it, but didn't have time. And then with COVID, I found myself unemployed, so I had more time to go buy pallets. But they were all about an hour and a half away. And so my mind got work searching.
So is there
that step further and open it up?
So how do you find these pallets? I mean, are they online, or where do you have to go get them? How do you find pallets?
No, we got some different resources we find that we order them, and once we get into that network, people are actually sending me emails and messengers on loads that are available that we buy and order. So we get a variety of things and try to pick and choose what we think is going to sell well for our area.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? That's the trick.
Yes.
All right, Fred and Joey, hang on. I got to take a break, and we'll be back. We're talking to Fred and Joey Wydra. They have a business called Tri-City Liquidators, pallet sales, and we'll tell you more about it when we return.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment. Get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
I'm in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 and 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Why would you pay full price when you know you can save money at RocketGrabPlus.com? Check out our deals going on right now from Salon Blue, Day Spa, and Boutique Fitness, Uplift Creative Center, Woody's Hot Dogs, Wonder Burger, and King's Fish and more. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. That's 800-401-6681.
Though many people are doing okay today, there are still many people experiencing difficulties in the community. Here is a reminder for you of a free community resource you are encouraged to use if you find yourself needing extra support. 211 is a public service number for all non-emergency needs. You can call it anytime, any day, and an agent will connect you with whatever it is you're looking for. Housing support, clothing, transportation. All you need to do is dial 211 or text your zip code to 898-211 to get connected. Looking for a COVID testing location? Need help paying your bills? Is food in short supply for your family? Dial 211 to talk to a compassionate, highly trained agent who is ready resources. It is a free and confidential service to help you overcome obstacles of all sizes. This message is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation, because it takes a village for good forever.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you, talking to Fred and Joey Widener about their business, Tri-City Liquidators, where you buy things by the pallet. Pallets aren't lightweight, guys. How do we move them around? If I come to you and say, hey, I want that pallet over there with 1,000 widgets on it, how do we move them around?
Well, we got a pallet jack, so we can roll it out to the car if you want to hand load it. Work truck, we can load it in the back of the truck for you. When it's there, it's up to you to how you get it home.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that. That. What kind of hours do you keep?
Through Friday, we're 10 to 6, and Saturday 10 to 2, and closed on Sundays.
Now, it's strictly walk in and buy it. Have you ever considered auctions or anything of that nature?
We've considered it, but it's enough to manage this right now. So I don't know if we want to get into auction.
How many pallets do you usually have?
50 or more.
Oh, wow.
Because we usually have like a truckload. We'll get, like the load we got in today was 26 pallets.
Oh, wow.
So we get a couple of those. So, and we got pallets tucked everywhere. So we can come in and squeeze them. But
yes. I guess you do. So let's talk about information availability. Is there a website?
I just kind of created a website, but majority of our information is on and it's just www.Tri-City Liquidation. You can ask to join our page, and then you'll get updates and pictures of current loads when you take a look at that.
How often do you get the loads? Is it regular or is it sporadic?
It's sporadic. Usually, while in the winter, it was only about 2 a week, sometimes 1. But now the summer, it's coming around. There's times we got 4 in 1 week. Actually, there's one Friday we got 4 on a Friday that we had fun with.
Oh, wow. And do you buy everything available, or do you pick and choose what's right for what you think will sell here?
Yeah, we usually try to pick and choose. We get to know what our customers are looking for, so we try to strategize and make sure we get something that's popular.
So how's it? Yeah. It's been a year now. Is it everything you thought it would be?
Everything and more. Yeah. Well, it's one that I've had myself. Has been a long time where I actually enjoy coming to work. And there's been times like I've had retail jobs. It's like, oh, you close at 6, you kick everybody out. Oh,
yeah.
Here we don't kick anybody out. We'll stay here all day, what it takes. If people are still coming in, we're not locking the doors.
Gee, the joys of business ownership. We just talked about that last hour. Yeah,
and it's all part of it.
It is. It really is, isn't it? So Tri-City Liquidators, give everybody your address again.
1460 Agricola Drive,
And
Or
that's
604.
up off of that's Michigan, off of Michigan.
In Tittabawassee.
Yeah, north of Tittabawassee, off of Michigan, across from Glass Tender. Is that right?
That's correct.
And the hours again?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. Saturday, 10 to 2. Closed Sundays.
Now, can people get on a mailing list to be notified when you have pallets, or do they just keep checking the Facebook page?
Right now, we're just doing the Facebook page. It's been working for us. We've just recently hit 4,000 members. So,
oh wow,
I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good for a year. So, I don't know. I'm figuring out as I go on that. Where we are.
The only thing you can tell it by is how many pallets you turn out of there. It's
right.
Sell those pallets. Well, guys, listen, I'm going to have to stop in one day and take a look, but we appreciate your time this morning. It's Fred and Joey Wydra, Tri-City Liquidators, and it sounds like a really interesting business. If you have a need for a lot of materials like landowners and things of that, to homeowners and renters, landlords, I should say, what a great opportunity. All right, guys, listen, we'll have to do this again. Appreciate it.
That sounds good. Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yep, Fred, Joey, thank you. Bye-bye now.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Yep. Fred and Joey Wydra with Tri-City Liquidators, a pallet business where you can actually literally buy a pallet load of things. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union just got better. It's now being offered all year long. This means you can get a whatever loan whenever. Now available year-round. The Whatever Loan at Members First Credit Union gives you money when you need utilities,